Game sense is something very vague, and a lot of people can get confused when high level players talk about it. So before I tell you how to learn game sense, I want to tell you what it means. Game sense simplified is everything that you need to know about the current game that you're in. Mechanics are how you shoot, positioning is where you stand, movement is how you move, but game sense tells you what you can and cannot do. Game sense is knowing when flanking or staying with your team is the correct play. Game sense is knowing whether your ultimate is worth using or not. Game sense is knowing what abilities and ultimates enemies have at their disposal. Game sense is the most important skill that a player needs to have in order to be successful in a competitive environment. The problem that most players face isn't that they can't execute their plan, it's that they don't even have a plan to begin with. There are two techniques I want to go over. One of them is a little bit awkward at first. The other one is easier to get into. We'll start off with the easier to get into one. YouTube is filled with player bots. Just search for the character that you want to learn and you'll find hundreds of gameplays. Usually only good matches are uploaded, because why would somebody upload a professional player's bad game? I would suggest looking at specific maps too, so search up something like Star-Lord Midtown. The goal is to find a professional player playing a certain character, maybe even on a specific map, so that way we can mimic them. So after you find the VOD, you're going to want to study it. And how we're going to do this is we're going to try to predict what happens. You're going to pause this VOD frequently. If you want to focus on micro awareness, you're going to pause it every 3 to 5 seconds. If you want to focus on more macro things such as ult tracking, then pause it every 10 to 15 seconds. Whenever you pause it, try to predict where he's going, what he's doing, when is he using his ult, who is he prioritizing, and so on. This is going to be very difficult at first. You'll predict him to walk left, he'll walk right, you'll think he's going to shoot Bucky, then he'll shoot the thing. Keep in mind that not everything the pro does is correct. Pros are better than everyone else, but they do make mistakes. A lot of them, actually. Otherwise, people like me who coach players wouldn't exist. For the sake of this practice, just assume everything the pro is doing has a purpose. Another thing to note is do not confuse poor execution with poor game sense. If they take a fight and die, it still might have been a favorable fight. They might have just missed a crucial shot. What we're doing with this exercise is deliberate practice. Watching a streamer for 2 hours doesn't do anything but really entertain you. Thinking about every move, however, does. The other technique is going to be commentating your gameplay. When I say commentate your gameplay, I mean live while you're playing, you are going to commentate. It might be really awkward, but don't knock it before you try it. Tell yourself, alright, I'm waiting for my Luna to respawn, so I'll take the right side high ground to set up while not overexposing myself, because I know the enemies have a Hawkeye. Alright, there's a Magneto up there, fuck that, I just want to see if there's a different route to take. I see my tanks moving up main, so I'll just follow them. I'm close to ult, so I'm going to try to deal damage to anyone I see until I have to heal my tanks. Does anyone else have their ult? Oh, my Bucky's close. I'm going to do everything in my power to try to keep him alive, because we need him to ult. You get the idea. Commentating everything you do is also deliberate practice. Playing mindlessly for 5 hours won't help you nearly as much as 1 hour of deliberate practice. It's way harder to do something stupid when you're saying it out loud. There's no way to autopilot speaking, so this forces you to process every move you make. Every decision that you're making is conscious. Most players make a lot of bad decisions, but it's not because they're stupid, it's because they're autopiloting. After a while, you won't need to say any of this out loud. In my experience across multiple games, a lot of players can tell you what the right play was after the game, or at least have like a rough idea of what was a better action than what they did. The issue is them thinking after the game and not during the game. And remember, we're here to practice. If your teammates are talking, just mute them and just focus on practicing. At the end of the day, you consistently playing better is more important than communicating with them. And I don't say that to downplay communication, I just say that because I think practice is more valuable. If you practice and become better, you will win more games. If you communicate but keep autopiloting the same bad habits, you're just going to be hard stuck. I hope you found this helpful. Be sure to subscribe. I'm posting more videos like this, as well as more advanced concepts about the game. You can also click the video on the screen to keep watching.